Platform engineering has emerged as a pivotal trend in the technology sector, with Gartner highlighting it as one of the top strategic technology trends for 2023. It's anticipated that by 2025, a significant 75% of organizations will have implemented internal developer portals to boost developer productivity and nurture innovation. Similarly, 451 Research has identified platform engineering teams as a key driver in the adoption of cloud-native technologies, ranking it as a top trend of the year. So platform engineering is definitely a hot topic these days, but what exactly is it? Like a lot of things in technology, it evolved from another concept, in this case, DevOps. Arriving on the scene more than 15 years ago, the primary aim of DevOps is to break down the walls between developer and operations teams in order to broadly adopt agile development processes and ultimately a fully optimized application lifecycle. However, as cloud computing and container platforms took hold, it became clear that this was often easier said than done. A heavy burden was frequently placed on developers, in particular to embrace not only new tools and processes, but often to learn new technologies, infrastructures, and concepts altogether. In the end, this took developers away from what they do best, and that's code. Platform engineering, whether as a specialized team or a central principle, aims to simplify these challenges by providing developers with a streamlined application platform. A platform engineer's role is to construct and maintain a self-service portal that offers developers ready access to a curated set of tools and processes, thus removing the need for them to manage these technologies on their own. This enables developers to focus on innovation and delivering competitive advantage without the need to learn and master multiple technologies and organizational processes. By providing a golden path for software development and deployment, platform engineers reduce the overhead of onboarding applications and developers, and this translates into more faster and more efficient application delivery. Red Hat OpenShift is an ideal solution for platform engineers due to its comprehensive set of application platform features and capabilities. What's more, it provides a foundation for technologies such as Red Hat Developer Hub, which provides a fully supported enterprise-grade internal developer platform, or IDP. Based on the popular Backstage open source project, Red Hat Developer Hub allows platform engineers to reduce friction and frustration for development teams, boosting their productivity and increasing an organization's competitive advantage. For developers, this means writing code that stays compliant with the organization's security practices, minus the cognitive load and heavy overheads. Red Hat Trusted Application Pipeline, with its validated solution templates and integrated security measures, enables development teams to detect vulnerabilities early. Using validated solution templates and integrated security guardrails in Red Hat Trusted Application Pipeline, development teams catch vulnerabilities early in the development process. By generating an automated chain of trust with documents that confirm the build process and provide a thorough history of how the software was made, platform engineers verify and enforce pipeline compliance has been met in their build system. They block suspicious build activity from being promoted into production as development teams continuously deploy pipelines as code to an auditable, immutable state. When these self-managed on-premise capabilities are layered onto Red Hat OpenShift as an application platform, we seamlessly extend advanced security, compliance, and management solutions at runtime, using advanced cluster security and advanced cluster management. This integration allows platform engineering teams to centrally scale security and compliance requirements across the organization without burdening the application teams. So to summarize, OpenShift with Red Hat Developer Hub and other related technologies provides platform engineers with the necessary tools to deliver a secure and compliant internal developer platform. This empowers organizations to embrace the benefits of cloud-native technologies without sacrificing security or compliance, ensuring a streamlined and effective application delivery process. So check out the following platform engineering related demos to see how Red Hat can help your organization benefit from a platform engineering approach to application development and delivery.
Hi, my name's Brad Bazemore. I'm the lead product manager at Red Hat for Red Hat Developer Hub. Today, I wanted to show you Developer Hub from the perspective of a developer. Before I was a PM, I was a developer. And there was a lot of pains and a lot of things that I was frustrated with all the time. And I think the biggest one, the thing that I want to talk about today, is what happens when you need to get started. So, let's say you've been tasked to start a new project, create a new microservice to do something, maybe handle a new API, maybe work with a new database, whatever it may be. One of the biggest frustrations that happens right away is just getting it up and running. You got to go find permissions over on this side, file a ticket here. Does anybody know where this actually lives? Hey, I wasn't able to elevate this. I need to get this to management, but management doesn't even know how to reach out to. Do we use Argo for this, or are we supposed to use something different? Hey, what version of Quarkus are we running on? Is there a repo? And on and on and on and on it goes. If you're lucky, your company has this handled for you. But too often, even if it is handled, it's fragile and frustrating. So I want to show you how Red Hat Developer Hub tries to make that a little bit easier. So if you didn't know, Developer Hub is built on Backstage. And one of the core philosophies of Backstage is what's called software templates, or golden path templates. And the idea is that, quite frankly, if we make it really easy and self-service for a developer to follow best practices, they're going to follow best practices. It's going to unblock them and help them move faster. So let's go back to that example of me needing to spin up a new, Quarkus service. Let's see what that might look like. Well, with Developer Hub, I'll simply click Create. Here, I'll be taken to the available Golden Path templates. Now, for me, I know that we want to use Argo and Tecton, so we'll use the one here at the bottom. Click Choose. Great. Now I've just got some basic information to fill out. And unlike a classic ticket system, it's not going to take me forever to figure out because this was designed just for me. So I've got some good defaults here. These make sense. And for the image registry, I'm going to say OpenShift. And for the application repository, we'll use GitLab, and that's correct. All right, that looks good to me. Let's get started. Once I hit Create, the Golden Path template will take care of the rest. It will execute and get everything started up, following the processes that generally the developer engineering or DevOps team has set up. That's the best practices for doing this. It's going to build everything I need, create the repository, set up the code, and add it to the catalog. So if we click here in the catalog, there's my Quarkus app. Click on this, and now you can see everything I need is there. We've started to pull images for Kubernetes, so that'll take a second as Argo CD kicks into gear. And we have OpenShift topology in here once the application gets spun up. But this is getting spun up correctly, the way it needs to be. So sure enough, here we go. Application got started. Well, we already found a problem right away. The Quarkus app isn't being deployed right, and that's my bad. I shouldn't have used the OpenShift registry. I should have used Quay. But if Tecton was set up, we'd have that here. Kubernetes, we can see that information, and clicking right here, taken straight to the source code that's already been set up. So now I have a blank Quarkus service following my company's best practices, deployed into our server systems, ready to go. Just as simple as that. This is just one of the many ways the Red Hat Developer Hub makes the life of developers easier, so that I can do what I'm supposed to do, which is just develop. If you want to learn more, you can email rhdh-interests@redhat.com or go to developers.redhat.com. Thank you.
Here's a short demonstration of the Red Hat Trusted Application Pipeline. It all starts with Red Hat Developer Hub. This is the place where developers go to work every day and find the resources that they need. And one of the key resources here are the Golden Path templates, so software templates that allow them to basically start their journey, in this case, on a secure software supply chain. Here you can see I already have a bunch of templates out of the box representing different programming languages and different programming frameworks. I have two that I starred that I particularly like. And I'm going to choose one right now and walk through the wizard so we can see what it means to basically build out a new application that incorporates secure software supply chain practices. Let me go ahead and give it a name. I'll call this the Trader app. just to give it a nice name. This is just a little application. So I, as a developer who maybe just started with this company for the first time today, can experience the end-to-end software development lifecycle that this company has as their corporate standards. I'm going to come in here and pick all my different options within the wizard. I'm going to hit create. And now everything as a developer, everything I need is being resourced and provisioned for me in the background, primarily using Argo CD to actually put the different dev, stage, and prod environments out there, as well as configure everything, including a source code repository. And as a developer, that's the first place I want to go. I want to go open up the source code here and see what the template provided. I want to copy that URL. I want to come down here to my local project directory. I'm going to git clone it because that's what a developer likes to do. I'm going to CD into that area. I'm going to bring up my Visual Studio Code because that's my favorite IDE here on my laptop. I could have used VI or Emacs or something else like IntelliJ. I'm going to even use the Quarkus Live Dev Mode because I like working with that as an example. But I'm just going to make some basic changes because what I really want to do is see the end-to-end live demonstration, right? I want to understand how this corporation and all those customizable templates incorporate secure software supply chain capability. I'm going to update the documentation because with a backstage-based architecture, you practice documents as code or documentation as code. I'm going to come in here and maybe update the Java as well. Let me add in another endpoint. Let me copy that correctly just to have another endpoint. We can see that the Java logic has been updated. I'm going to call this goodbye, and we're going to say bye, and we're going to give it a different path. So we have a different path here to make sure everything looks nice and clean. So let's put that there, and let's put this here, right? So we just have two different endpoints that we can interact with. I can come over here and use the live dev mode and actually and interact with that right now. So curl localhost 8080 goodbye. So, again, I'm just interacting with that application. Code base, let me go also in here and update the HTML just to give it something different here. And this is the My Trader app, right? Just to give it a name. And you can see also our OpenAPI.yaml has been updated. In any case, as a developer, I've done my work, okay? I've updated my code base, and I'm going to git commit and git push because I want to basically put this back in. I'm just going to update it to my specifications. I'm going to commit here and sync. That's the git push. It will ask me to log in. The good news is, as a new employee, I was given my password. Let me go get that real quick. All right, I have my password now. Let me put that in and git commit, git push. I sent my code into the system. So let's go see what that looks like. Back to my portal now. Let me click back over here and go look at that component in the catalog. So when you use the Golden Path template, you use the template system as a whole, it's going to go ahead and put out there everything I need, including a component into the system catalog. And I can go look at the CI tab and see that I already have a job running. So this pipeline right here does represent a number of best practices that incorporate securing the software supply chain. Obviously, a git clone, a Maven package. We've got to scan our sources. You can use different tools, and this is all fully customizable. But the key one here is the build and sign the image. This one right here takes advantage of Tecton and Tecton chains, and it signs the image as it goes through the build pipeline, including putting the appropriate attestation as well as an SBOM, a software bill of materials, on that image. Let me hop over and show you one that's already completed so we don't have to wait for this one. Let me go over here to my Spring application, right? I could have used C#, I could have used something else, but here's my Spring application. And you can see this pipeline has been completed. It has also done all the appropriate ACS checks, that's Advanced Cluster Security. You can see our vulnerabilities have been nicely exposed right here in a dashboard-like way. I can also drill down and see a nice little dashboard for things like CVE scanning, again coming from that Advanced Cluster Security, where it has shifted left using RockCTL. Also policy checks here, where I can look at specific items within that policy violation. In this case, I have a Spring for Shell problem. That's a critical vulnerability, and we have a policy against it as an example. But we might also have like a package manager in here, a wget, a curl, a number of different policies could be exposed to basically stop and break that build if we'd like to. Also deployment checks, like having appropriate limits set within the deployment YAML as an example. So all this ACS scanning occurs right here within the pipeline, and the policy setup is back here on the ACS main application. So your security folks would get involved. They would configure and use this dashboard, including configuring all the policies associated. You saw there, those build time to policies. All right, we're going to verify those at build time. That's exactly what's happened here. The next phase of this is when we actually promote that application. And so we've not only built that container image, produced the SBOM, and of course, given to the attestation and a signature, which by the way, you can see right here when I look at my image registry, you can see there's the container image, there's the attestation, the signature, and the SBOM, that software bill of materials. But if I come back now, we also have the ability to, during promotion, validate all those items one more time using a technology called the enterprise contract. And what this tool does is look at that attestation and that signature and applies a series of rules against that attestation, validating that it is SALSA compliant. For supply chain levels for software artifacts, you can see here it's specifically going out there looking at SALSA build level 3. But this is the tool that helps you validate that the developer did not break their build, maybe in an accidental way or even a malicious way. This tool helps you validate things before that image gets published to production. And of course, we will protect you at code time, build time, as you see here, and runtime. And that is my quick demonstration of the Red Hat Trusted Application Pipeline.